Welcome back. Again, we're talking about atheistastroagnosis, or ATG, in connection with scientists who see design in nature, in this case, the universe, and yet deny the existence of a designer. Tycho Brahe is up next, and let's see what we can find out about him. What was he famous for? Tycho Brahe was a Danish astronomer whose work in developing astronomical instruments and in measuring and fixing the positions of stars paved the way for future discoveries. In fact, what's very interesting about him is that he discovered stars without the use of a telescope. He figured things out mathematically and even discovered a new star. Fascinating. Before he died, Brahe, who partied hard, took bling to a new level. A team of researchers analyzed hair samples taken from the astronomer's scalp, beard, and eyebrows. They found that the samples contained a gold content of between 20 and 100 times higher than a normal person today, showing that he was excessively exposed to gold in the last 2 months of his life. He was a different guy, a different type of scientist. So if you ever thought that scientists were boring, this guy broke the mold. He was incredible when it came to, well, partying. Tycho, as a Lutheran author, was targeted by the Inquisition. During the decade of 1559 to 1570 that Tycho spent as a university student, studies that bore the imprint of a humanist reformer shaped his outlook. Well, what does that mean? What does that translate into? In the curriculum of the Lutheran universities Tycho attended, students acquired an awareness of divine law by studying what? The laws placed by God in nature. Because the manifest footprints of God in nature led onward to religious faith. Arithmetic, geometry, astronomy, astrology, geography, including cartography and chorography, anatomy, and botany were parts of this plan of study. Fascinating again. All of these studies led any sane person, as they saw it, to a belief in God. Those laws in nature didn't just come about by themselves. As with any law, there is always a lawmaker behind it. Well, we mentioned astrology in the previous slide, and indeed there was a debate over astrology. It had been maintained that a knowledge of the future was useless or undesirable, and theologians added that the art of astrology was forbidden in God's word and drew men away from God. Now that's a quote. All right, that's a quote. Let's read on. To these objections, Tycho answered that he did not consider the fate of man to be absolutely settled by the aspect of the stars, that is, by astrology, but that God could alter it as he willed. Nor was man altogether bound by the influence of the stars, again astrology, but God had so made him that he might conquer that influence, as there was something in man superior to it, namely, superior to astrology. So it should be taken in context when he referred to astrology. So, what are we to conclude? Well, although his personal choices and subsequent behavior, remember studying science by day and being a party animal at night, ran counter to what is ordained in the Holy Writ, Brahe dodged the psychological entrapment of atheistastroagnosis or ATG. Next up, Galileo Galilei.